This is Liberty Prime with Space Voters, and welcome back to Planet Coaster 2! In this episode, we're going to go from this to this, plus a little bit more. Ooh, it looks like we've got another update. Boy, they just keep on coming, don't they? Welcome to Update 6. Say cheese. Update 6 brings ride photo cameras to your coaster. Place a photo kiosk to let guests buy their photos and connect billboards to show your guests having fun on the big screen. Alright, well that could be a little bit complicated, but hey, we're going to try for that. Also new for Update 6 are modular souvenir shops. Ooh, boy, oh man, there's going to be a whole lot in this update. Place and link shelves to make a tiny gift stall, or combine multiple tills and shelves to make a grand gift emporium. The choice is yours. Ooh, interesting. Alongside a host of other fixes and improvements, the fairy tale and pirate scenery packs. Ooh, pirate scenery is going to go great with our coastal resort. The fairy tale and pirate scenery packs in Coriolis Flat Ride make their return. Never heard of that one. Well, I mean, I've heard of Coriolis, but never heard of it as a ride, so it's going to be interesting to find out what that is. As well as new standard versions of the Big M's Ride water coaster and the Movement Construction Mine Train. So many things I would probably recognize if I had played the first Planet Coaster, but hey, that just means new and interesting stuff for me to play with. Check the Planet Coaster website for full update notes. Whippy-yalla-blur. And I remember looking up what that means, but oh well, I've already forgotten. Alright, let's dive right on in. And if y'all are enjoying this game, please let me know by leaving a like on this video. Oh, and if you do like this type of game, the best way to make sure that they stay on the channel is to subscribe, so that you don't miss out on anything. Now, y'all, there is so much new stuff that I don't even really know where to start. Actually, where I want to start is finding out what's in that pirate scenery pack. Alright. Now that's a nice view of this restaurant. And now that I've come to think of it, I remember noticing, well, let's zoom out a little bit. I remember noticing that this was kind of backwards, so let's go ahead and get in here and just flip that around real quick. Let's see, I think advanced move is probably going to be our winner for that. Oh, no, maybe it's not, because it's only going to let me move tiny little bits at a time. I would like to move the whole thing. Can we get into that? Why is it so difficult to just select the whole bit of scenery? I have to deselect a whole bunch of stuff too, aren't I? Oh, you wonderful game that I love so much, but that is just driving me nuts at the moment. Okay, let's see how much we can manage to select without selecting too much. Maybe this will do the trick. Maybe it... Okay, I think that those are in fact part of it. So let's deselect a whole bunch of stuff, and get at the correct angle to deselect all of this stuff. Now let's try to rotate this whole thing. Let's see. Here we go. Advanced rotate. I don't even need it to be advanced. I just need it to, you know, rotate. Let's rotate it a lot more than that. Well, let's try that. Okay, well that is doing what I want it to. Okay. Hopefully that's all I needed to do, and now it's facing the correct direction. How does that look? That looks a little bit more like it was supposed to look. Didn't really look all that different, but I think that that is a little bit more proper and perpendicular. So we're going to go with that, and I would like to see if I can fit in any pirate scenery here. Okay, yeah, you can go away now. You can go away more. There we go. Swimming pool 204 is still over capacity. Okay, yeah, Well, I'm not really too worried about that right now, and I'm going to not hit pause, even though I really want to hit pause. Too many things going on all at once. Let's go with the scenery theme. And we would like to... Ooh, I want to see the new fairy tale stuff too. But I want to see it in maybe blueprint form if I can. It's not giving me nothing at all in blueprint form. That's a shame. Okay, I mean, you don't... Oh, I was really hoping that it would pop up in a whole lot more contexts. Ooey. Okay, well, let's create custom. And now maybe we can see some interesting stuff. Alrighty, well, yeah, a pirate-themed campsite. Woohoo. This is cool and all, but I was hoping for something a little bit more pre-done. Ooh, a castle window. Yeah, I guess that's going to be fairy tale stuff. You know, I would love to see some pre-constructed stuff. I don't want to spend many hours building things. I mean, well, actually, yeah, a big part of me does want to spend many hours building things, but it's probably not the best bet. Let's just take a quick look at this, though. Might as well. That was a whopping $15. With some nice scenery. Yeah, well, it kind of even fits, but not quite as well aligned as I want it to be. So let us be picky and fussy, like we just love to do. I want to make sure that people can walk past it, and I also want to rotate it a little bit. Oh yeah, I'm going to take the angle snap off now. Okay, let's rotate you a little bit more gradually. There we go. I can live with that. Alrighty, well that was a little bit of a spur of the moment decoration. We got plenty more stuff that we can add that's already built. I would like to let you be built. Once again, yeah, I mean, as much as I would love to just spend hours and hours building stuff, or it would probably wind up being weeks and weeks building something from scratch. I don't have it in me. Y'all let me know in the comments if you really do want me to build something from scratch. I would certainly enjoy it. I just think that it might not necessarily be the most riveting video. Anyway, let's get over to blueprints, which is what we're really looking for here. Let's go with just boring old coastal and resort. Or yeah, I should have just said plain old resort. Aquatic theme, I think that was the weird submarine-y looking stuff, which, again, in the right context, it could definitely work. And I also, now that I'm thinking about it, I remember there being some shop shells that were actually appropriate for our park, so let's just generically see what we got here. Actually, we want some nature-y type stuff. Yeah, see, no, this is just, it's not for this park. Maybe some other park, but not this one. Let's see what else we've got here. Let's see how well we can fit it in, hither, thither, and yon. Yeah, you might actually fit somewhere. Let's see. Yeah, we can fit you in here pretty nicely. I should possibly think about fitting in some body dryers and that kind of thing, though, so maybe I shouldn't go too crazy with that, but from what I remember, those are just way bigger than they seem like they should be, so... Okay, you know what? I will check on that first, although I'm going to try real hard to remember that one. Let's go with facilities and just some boring old body dryers. I don't think that there's really any available themed stuff, is there? No, there's only a themed restaurant. Okay, so let's switch back over to the non-themed stuff. Well, maybe there's some aquatic themed stuff. Oh, now that's an interesting looking restaurant. Actually, I do want to see that. I'm not going to put it down, but I just want to see what it looks like. I want to play with things. Yeah, well, I mean, that's looking aquatic, but it's just also looking... Yeah, it just... Not the look I'm going for in here, so never mind on you. Let's see. Now, what was I doing? I was doing this and this, and... then remembering that I should not be doing that. We're just going for the boring things and seeing if a body dryer or two will work. Okay, yes, filters can go away now. Where are body dryers? Turlet? Yeah, you might need a turlet out here, actually. Let's see how big you are. Yeah, see, you're not gonna fit. Oh yeah, Z is a thing. Yeah, no, that's not gonna work at all. But I do like the idea of having a turlet out here, so let's see if we can make that work. Do need to be able to go to the bathroom while we're over here. Let's see. That fits, and one I can... Well, let me check and see how well it fits back behind it. Because of those stupid boulders, but yeah, we can make that one work. So let's go ahead and plonk down a turlet. And make sure that it's open and all those things, but I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be. It looks open. Well, we'll find out whether or not people are using it. And I might be able to fit some more stuff beside it, but it's not looking great with this boulder here. I sure do wish that I could get rid of this boulder here, but delete does nothing. That does nothing. So anyway, let's see what else we can fit in here real quick. Because I do want to make this more of a usable part of the park here. I don't think that just having a restaurant and just having this one very tall and non-flat flat ride is quite going to do the trick. Ooh, that tree is going to get in my way though, as is the custom with this game. Alright, anyway, I was going to just generically build some more stuff, and I was looking for some body dryers. There's a body dryer. Let's see if there's any chance of fitting you in somewhere around here. Oh, you might fit in a little bit better than I thought. You was a little bit skinnier. Let's see you around. Alright, come on. Wait, let's see. I remember being able to close this browser. That's very useful. Now let's see if I can see you around just the right amount. Well, this might actually kind of work. Let's get above it so that we can see how... Oh, no, not quite. I would have to move that queue, and in an annoying fashion, I could just kind of move this path. That would be a little bit problematic, but not super problematic. That's just such an almost. But you know what? It might make more sense to just go ahead and put it over here, or possibly even over here. Let's see around a little bit and see how this works. So I like having this scenery here. This almost does work. Yeah, I think that might do the trick. It's in a decent location, so let's go with it. Let's see if that makes people's lives a little bit easier. I should probably also be putting some benches and trash cans and all them kind of things down in this area as well. And I've already forgotten what kind of new stuff was added in this update. I'm sure there's plenty more interesting stuff that I can start deploying here. Let's see, I think there were probably new flat rides or something. Still got a whole lot of teacups. I don't have any aquatic buoyancy thing, I don't think. We already... Well, wait. What was this thing called? This is surely a monsoon chute, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Thought so. Alrighty. Well, we are going for more rides. I need to have another coaster. I'd forgotten about that part. Let's see. And I should probably be checking what the guests are crying out for and all of them kind of things. And I'm just kind of interested in seeing new stuff. And we might do a Viking upswing, although I think we might already have one. I can't remember now. Yeah, let's see. Mythology cube. I'm not seeing any differences there when I hover over it, but it sure enough looks pretty different here. Well, anyway, let's look at what coasters we've got now. Maybe there's something new and interesting here. Because maybe I should just put a big old coaster at the end of this little spot. I don't know if we're going to have enough room for that, but that might be a nice way to end off this area. Let's see if there's any chance that one would fit. Okay, we've already done a Rowdy Mouse, and it's nice and petite, and that could be a good winner for us, but I'm interested in something that I haven't seen yet. That's going to be too big, I can already tell. Let's see, you're looking a little bit small. Okay, it's a compact layout, so let's see how compact that is. That almost works. Let's see. Let's try zing it around just a bit. But we can almost make this work. Oh, come on. Yeah, see, it's telling me that it's not going to work. It's not going to fit. Oh, that was so close. But I'm really not interested in moving all of this other stuff. Let's see if there's any chance that I can see it around in any way to make this work. Not quite. Although, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I can't tell whether or not it's working. It might be working, and I just can't tell because the part... Oh, okay, yeah, that was telling me that it wasn't working. Well, but you know what? It does work here. Let's see. Let's consider this, because we can just sort of raise it up a whole bunch. And I'm not allowed to get rid of this scenery from what I remember, so... I don't know, y'all. This is a possibility. Of course, it's still red, but it was white for a second there. Where was I that it turned white? Yeah, here it turns white. This is a little bit mystifying. We can put it right here. I'm tempted to just try it. We can always control Z out of this if we need to. Let's see. Need to get it back far enough so that I've got some shot at making those cues work. But I can also just alter the end of that path as needed. See, we're gonna back it up as much as it'll let me. Wasn't expecting to plunk down a coaster, but hey, let's go with it. Ooh, that's an expensive coaster. Oh man, I didn't notice that. I'm down to $8,000 now. Maybe I will need to do some Control Z and... Oh, and it's so high up because of that. Okay, yeah, ooh, I'm gonna have to Control Z out of this one. I wish I could make it work, but that is not gonna work right there. That's just, unfortunately, a no. Okay, I should be looking at price now when I'm doing this. Ooh. My goodness me. Maybe I just need to sit around and earn some more money before I do anything like that. Ooh. I am, well, I'm not broke, but I'm a lot closer to it than I thought I was. And I was considering going ahead and buying that oceanfront, or sea, or whatever that's called. I've already forgotten. Yeah, let's go for the cheapest ones. $10,000. We can afford that, maybe. 16K. Yeah. Ooh. All right. Well, let's just find out how big this is, and how much this is likely to work. Okay, this is nice and compact. It's not being allowed to be plonked down, but it's nice and compact. And surely if I spin you around just enough, we can make you work. Why are you so red still? Why don't you like me? I'm a very nice person. Alright, let's see if there's any place where you will cooperate. There may not be. Yeah, you really don't like the spot one bit, do you? Let's hold down Z and see if we can rotate in any form or fashion where this will work. Ooh, I saw it for just a split second. And I'm definitely gonna have to get creative with those cues, though. But we can do that. Alright, I'm thinking. I want to go ahead and get this second coaster in. And it's seeming plausible. It's seeming like a slightly boring little coaster, but it's a cheap, boring little coaster, so we got that going for us. I approve of that. Well, let's see. I'm gonna play around with the location just a little bit more. Oh, let's see. Let me do a little bit more Zing. It's gonna be hard to make those cues work, y'all. And I don't mind if it's going into the ocean a little bit. Ugh. Well, now let's see. Okay. How much does this... no, go away. How much does this coastline cost me again? Oh, that's not what I meant to do. I meant to do this part. Yeah, this is what I'm considering buying. This costs $10,000, which... Okay, if I buy a cheap coaster, then I can afford this, and I've been wanting this for a while. So you know what? I think I'm going to go with it. That'll give me just a little bit more space for a coaster here anyway. And slightly up a little bit of options. And I had been wanting to own this particular little puppy. And all of this little puppy is going to be really great to own. Okay, let's see. Now, I can't remember... Okay, I don't think this was the only thing that I was not allowed to mess with because of not owning it. somewhere over here. Yeah, yeah, I think I wasn't able to do some stuff over here because of not owning it, but then again, this coaster is already going there, so yeah, I do own that. Now, I could swear that there was, oh yeah, it was the nose of this hammerhead shark that I couldn't do anything to, and that was bugging me, so I don't know, y'all. Oh, well, I didn't mean to get out of there. Yeah, this this just seems like something that I should buy, but then again, so does this. And I could actually technically afford to do both of those things. So you know what? I'm going to be stupid. Let's purchase this, which is now available to build on, and let's purchase this. Ooh, I'm going to be so broke. But then again, hopefully I will just own money or earn money because of what I just did. So let's just hope. Alrighty, that might not have been the best purchasing decision, but hey, it is done now. So let's go back to picking out a very cheap coaster. Let's look at the cheapest coaster, which is 10,000. Oh, well, that's a very boring coaster, which might not be the worst thing in the world. But that's just so boring. This is at least a little bit more exciting. It's a lot more expensive, but it's a little bit more exciting. Let's see how well I can see around once again. And I might be able to see around just a little bit better now that I own this ocean. But of course I can't. Ooh, why do you hate me? I spent that 10,000 bucks just so you'd let me put a good coaster here. And I own this, so you should behave. Alright, well that's a little bit better. We can back it off a little bit here. Let's Z it around just a little bit more. And I do have room here for something bigger now. Darn it. Let's see what this one looks like and how much it costs. 17,000. Yeah, but and this is a nice, small, petite little coaster as well. And maybe I should just be thinking about building my own coaster. But I'm kind of in the mood to just fish and cut bait all at the same time here today. Let's see. Well, okay, if I were to do this-ish, well, if I can get it back to where it will actually let me plonk it down. Anyway, if I were to put it somewhere around here, then I might still have room for something here, which might be useful. Oh, there are not enough tables. Bobbity bobbity hoo daddy. Don't really care. What are you snapping to? Why are you snapping to the restaurant? That's a little bit silly. I don't think that's going to work for you quite as well as you think it will. But anyway, now why aren't you letting me put you down? And why am I bothering? Because I don't think I'm going to go with that one anyway. Alrighty, how much did this cost? 19,000. Let's Z around. I can't really afford you. That would leave me with only 10,000 bucks, which is not a great amount of money to have. So let's be a little bit more reasonable. We're still putting down a coaster. I have decided that this is happening. This is a thing. And let's see, let's get you pointed in the right direction. And let's try to speak a little bit better. Alright, this works well enough. Let's see how far back we can get you. Pretty far back. To rotate you a little bit more. Okay, I can... This is me looking at where the cues are going to fall. Actually would be better off rotating it more if I can. Oh, that's weird. Didn't want to be rotated more, apparently. Oh, it really doesn't like being rotated more. Okay, let's go back around this way then. Because I was making this work. Oh, come on, you were working so nicely just a few seconds ago. There, we had it for just a second. Okay, yeah, you want to be all off over the ocean. Well, thankfully I can mess around with the terrain there. Yeah, you want to just be hanging right over that side, don't you? And I'm just trying to push you off as far as I can so that I can get those cues to make some kind of sense. This might work. I'm not sure if I'm leaving myself enough room for anything else, though. I'm gonna have to mess around with the terrain quite a bit. This is me trying to get things out of the way. Right here, speaking of getting things out of the way, let's do that. And, alrighty, if we go here-ish, where was that sweet spot? Why does the sweet spot come and go so easily? Let's try to find it again. There we go. And okay, I don't mind you being all up in the water. And I will have to mess with the terrain to make those cues not be just completely hanging off in midair. Let's see if I can Z you any quantity here. No, I cannot. Now let's see if I can unZ you any quantity here. Get you back around. Okay. Yeah, apparently you just really like this angle. So we're gonna go with you. And we're broke, but maybe we can make some money off of this. Yeah, I know there's not enough tables. Hopefully I'll have enough money for that. You know what? I'm gonna pause it real quick. Okay, we're gonna need some, I think, power distributors, aren't we? Or at least, yeah, the one. Let's see. Power distributor, and I've done this before. Surely I can do it again. She said hesitantly, because I cannot seem to remember for more than about 10 seconds how to do things. Well, maybe we can. I'm trying to find a good place to hide this thing. I don't think it'd be the worst thing in the world if it got hidden by the restaurant somewhere. Let's put you behind the restaurant. Yeah, that. Sure, why not? Let's see if this is going to work out for me. Okay, and that does power that coaster, so that's a relief. Alright, let's see. I don't like the color of your cues. And I don't like the fact that it's getting all sunsetty up in here. Well, anyway, let's see if we can make some cues work. And then get this puppy tested. It's actually at about the right height, isn't it? And we don't even really necessarily need to mess with the terrain, although I was going to take a look at this particular little cue and how it works. That's not as bad as I thought it might be, but it could use some terrain messing about. Just a little bit. No, I don't want to demolish. I keep getting confused by this. I don't know why I am convinced that this is the terrain, but this is the terrain. So let's figure out what we need to do with this. We're going to make you bigger. We're actually going to see how much we can raise up this coastline. But let's get you to be a little bit more intense with that. And a little bit bigger with that. Just see what happens. Well, it's raising up over there. It's not wanting to raise up this beach at all. Well, that's a shame. It made the beach green. Let's just undo until we're no longer on a green beach, because that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. I need to remember that I need to control Y in order to redo things, because I would like to have stuff work better. Okay, I would like to have my brain work better. I don't know how well that's likely to happen in words that make sense. I really was hoping that I could raise this up, y'all. Oh well, it is what it is. We'll figure out something, and it works good enough. Alright, let's see what we can figure out with this path. Let's just generically get in the right spot. Alrighty, well now, we can just sort of make this run into here. We can fit some stuff here. I'm just gonna need to... I'm gonna need to shorten up this path a little bit. Let's get over here. And I am looking to demolish... which is this, and I really need to remember what things are. And I'd still like to learn how to smooth paths. I need to spend some time offline just researching how to do various things in this game. Things that I just never really quite learned. But you know what, let's see what we can fit in here. Let's just go with some generic, like a restaurant. Let's see how well you fit in. Okay, we got plenty of room for this kind of stuff over here. So that's good news. Well, I might go with a shop shell, which, of course, I'll have to remember how to do that, which I rarely can do. Let's see. I think that's over here. Yeah, and let's go with the themes. Let's see if this will let me go with a... Nope, it will not let me go with a... I was looking for a Viking theme. I mean, not a Viking theme, a pirate theme. Let's just go straight to the resort theme. We are looking for a shell that would have a restaurant in it. Something like, well, resort shop small one shell. Okay, let's see. For a medium shell, yeah, there's plenty of room for this kind of thing over here. Not sure what we're gonna plonk, but I just want to be able to plonk. I think I'd kind of like to have something over here. Don't know if we're gonna put the medium here. Maybe a small one would work. We might actually be able to fit this medium in. But let's take another look at our options here. Resort building 2. Let's zoom in just a little bit here. I am so easily distracted, y'all, and I think I'm gonna stop bothering to apologize about that because I think y'all have figured it out by now. Let's see. I'm thinking I could tuck something else underneath there. And you do look like you can host some kind of... darn it. Okay, what I'm trying to figure out is whether or not I can fit an actual shop in there. And it looks like I can, but I'm not 100% sure. Let's go with something that's certainly a shop shell. Okay, well that is certainly a shop shell. Okay, let's try you. I've already tried you. I think I've already tried you. But you are looking hard to tell what you are. Okay, let's try Zing you around and see how well you fit, and whether or not I need to start altering this path. And I'd forgotten that I paused, and I was wondering why there were odd little people-shaped statues in the road. Okay, let's keep on moving here. Something will eventually get done. And I don't need to spend my whole time in this particular section of the park, but it's what I was most recently working on, and it's just kind of calling to me for no good reason. But I think I'm going to go ahead and plonk this puppy right here and put some shops in there because we need more money, y'all. And hopefully I'm not going to be spending too much here. No, that's not what I meant to do. I'm just trying to get a little bit closer and a little bit more. Okay, I keep accidentally clicking things that make me do things that I don't want to do. Okay, more Hematu, whatever that is, then yay, Hematu. That is a pretty good theme for us. Anyway, let's just get out of here. And possibly get out of here too. We don't really necessarily want to limit ourselves. What we want to do is put some shops in. So let's go with, what's that under? Facilities, I guess. And maybe so, maybe no. No, we want to get over to facilities. Thank you very much. And we've already got a big old restaurant here, so we don't really need it over here, but maybe a drink shop or something like that. Oh yeah, right, I need something different, don't I? I need like a custom thing. Let's see, you is a drink shop. You is not what I'm looking for, thank you. Okay, Cosmic Cow. Gulpy. Ooh, Gulpy soda vending machine, that could be useful. Gotta remember that. I'd forgotten about vending machines. For some reason I'm in the mood for a latte love, but now that I'm thinking about it, I left out a step. I need to edit this such that anything is moved, and I can therefore, let's see, yeah. As long as I move a thing in front of the other thing, then I can put in a shop, if I'm remembering correctly. So, let's get over to where we can do that part. Okay. Alrighty, we're gonna try to put in a latte love shop, one would hope. Yes, I'm trying to add it to Resort Shop 1 Medium. I hope that I haven't forgotten how to do this. I remember having all sorts of trouble getting that to work. Yeah, oh, you did it for just a second. Do it better. Do that thing where you click in. I remember the snapping. So let's get back to the snapping part. I liked that part. I like it when you snap and behave yourself. You're not snapping and behaving yourself. Or you're not snapping properly. Maybe I do need to be in the edit thing still. right at the building, and now maybe if I go here, you will add yourself all nice and polite like. Yes, you will. I like it when you're all nice and polite like. So, yay. Alrighty, now we are going for something souvenir-y. Let's see. Just a memento. I think we've already got a Hats Fantastic shop. Can't remember for the life of me, but, you know, let's just pretend. Oh yeah, a photo kiosk shop. Let's go ahead. That is an actual new thing. And I was meaning to add some actual new things, so let's do that. Alrighty. Now we're going to put this back in place and pretend like we knew how to do that the whole time without any problems. Me have a problem? Nah, never. Alrighty. Now let's go ahead and we'll get out of this. And what do I need to do to open this? I just need to, well, click open, don't I? Okay. Oh yeah, I'm paused. I keep forgetting that I'm paused, so I will unpause for at least a few seconds here. There we go. We got 2 more shops. So go on, make me some money here. I'm gonna need it. We only got 10,372 bucks, which is not the best budget. But I need to put some pathways here, because I sure would love to get this thing open. It could happen. Alrighty, let's see. And we still have plenty of space for all sorts of interesting things, so let's see. I'm thinking about maybe tying the path or trailing the path off over here, but the problem is that it's a wide path. Let's see if we can. Ooh, let's see. I'm gonna see how little I can. Okay, what I'm trying to do is sort of get rid of this and start it back up narrower. But the thing is that, okay, I can't figure out how to make the paths sort of merge up in width anymore. And it used to do that automatically. I don't know why it stopped, or was I just imagining it? Was I doing something different back then? I just don't know. So again, I'm gonna have to do a little bit more research here. But I'm also gonna just go ahead and go with whatever I can. Let's see. Terrain style automatic, suspended, ground. I still don't know what the difference is here. Ah! Okay. Square or angled. Anyway, what I'm trying to do is skiddy down this path. And okay, at least it's not gonna look too stupid if I do this, I don't think. Yeah, I know you can't get out yet. What we're gonna try to do is, you know, put in a new path that goes somewhere's over here. Oh. Yeah, see, that narrows down on its own. I'm a little bit mystified as to how I managed to make that happen without it hooking into something pre-existing. But maybe that pre-existing part is exactly the key here. Let's pause. I'm gonna, let's see. I'm gonna try to make this curve make a little bit of sense. And you know what? That's not the worst idea in the world. But there's not really enough room for that cue to go where I want it to either, so maybe not. Let's see, we could do something. Well, what if I completely failed to make up my mind? How's that sound? That certainly sounds typical of me. Let's see. Okay, if I push the path over here, well, I might be able to have something down there on the beach. I'm not really sure yet. So that's actually something kind of worth keeping in mind. I might be able to have some sort of beach-related stuff going on down there. Let's see. Let's change you to straight. Because I'm just kind of looking to get down to the beach. I cannot build below minimum height. Well, I'll just have to figure out something. Intersecting terrain. Oh my goodness. You really don't want to do what I want you to do you? Let's see what happens if I... Yeah, intersecting. Intersecting? Intersecting. Okay, that was not intersecting. If I go any further, it will be. Cannot build below minimum height. Well, why did you... Goodness, I'm starting to regret buying this coastline. Woo! Splashy. Alrighty, well, so this path is just not working out to my satisfaction, so we're gonna... Ooh, I don't know why you're starting off there. Okay, well, let me get out here to do this. Alrighty, let's say that I were to... sort of try to tie this straight into here, and then we can... Let's see, I've still got room for shops and such right here. That's kind of what's making me hesitate to go over here with this path. But how far... Okay, let's see. How's about I put in this queue before I make any more decisions? Let's see, the queue could go... Alright, I'm gonna need to get out here somewhere. Maybe I can just put this path here and then make it go up. That's actually probably my best winning bet. I'll find something that goes here. Might just be this queue. And I can bring this path up onto this part of the park. Well, there's not really anything that's going to be there, though, is there? Well, maybe there is. Maybe I can put something around here. Yeah, that could be interesting. Alrighty, well, let's just kind of go with that. We're going to see out of that. I would like to keep it... Let's see. I like my idea of just starting off with a skinnier path. So let's just go ahead and work on it while we're thinking. Let's get back to curved. And I think it must still be nighttime, by the way, y'all. Let's see what happens with... Okay, I want to leave plenty of room for something else over there. We can probably fit some sort of facility of some sort. Oh, don't it... You stupid intersecting terrain thing. What is wrong with you? I don't understand why that keeps happening. I don't see what on earth it's intersecting with. And I'm just trying to get at the right angle here. Let's see. What are you intersecting with, you silly little goose? Arg! Okay, well, it was working okay when I was trying to start it off on this side. So let's try that again. Now, are you intersecting over here? So far, so good. Are you gonna let me just zoom on up the hillside? How much can I zoom? Ooh, I can zoom a lot. I wonder how zoomy that is. That's pretty zoomy, and I could probably use... Oh, well, that made its own little... Huh, okay. That altered the terrain in a useful manner. Oh, and these plants are appearing and disappearing. Okay, well, you know what? Now that I know that that's going to happen, let's see how silly we can get. And now I got a Val Kilmer song stuck in my head from Top Secret. And if any of y'all recognize that song, I'm going to like you. Now let's see what happens when I just... Okay, yeah, that's actually kind of fattening up. Which is not necessarily what I wanted, but it's good to know that I got that option. Okay, anyway. Let's go back to 6. And let's actually get it to hook on. Now, I was thinking, okay, I could do something bizarre like this, which is not necessarily my best bet. I do actually kind of want to get it to where people can access something or other back here. I just didn't want it to be quite as abrupt a curve, I don't think, or quite as abrupt a slant up. So, yeah, that's getting a little bit, well, it's getting a little bit silly still. Let's, I want to leave space for something back there. That's what I'm hesitant about. Well, we got, are those stairs, or why are you a different color? You must be stairs or something. Oh well. Now, will these trees just kindly get out of my way when I try to do this? Let's find out. What happened? No, they did not kindly get out of my way. Oh well. Good to know, though. We're gonna have to edge around these trees one way or the other. Let's see if this will do the trick. Nope, that did not do the trick. Okay. I don't know why this has suddenly become a thing, but it has suddenly become a thing. Let's see about this. No, it's kind of like it's making new trees pop into existence. I wonder if I can remove those trees. Will you let me select you? You actually will let me select you and get rid of you. Now, that is handy. Of course, the path is still all wrong because of this boulder, but that is good to know. Okay, yeah, and I'm just... Okay, yeah, that is stairs that appeared. So that's good to know. And I mean, this definitely is a very steep little path. But let's just keep on doing silly things here. Just for a few more minutes. I do need to tie this episode up. But you know what? This is a thing that is happening, apparently. So what if I were to go sort of to this outer edge, and then we can see what we can fit around over there. I'll be able to fit something, somehow, some way. Okay, let's see. I don't necessarily want it to make the coaster work too hard to get out of my way. Gonna try to sort of gently meander a little bit here. Can I get you to go up nicely? Maybe. Yeah, there's still some stairs there. I'm not shocked by that. Cannot build here. Me. Intersecting terrain. Oh, my goodness, that is just a ridiculous little thing. You know what? Even though it's almost the end of the episode, I just have to know, what on earth does intersecting terrain mean? Y'all, I will be right back. Well, apparently there is a setting that might help me. Disable terrain collision. Where is that? Oh, collision settings. Well, that makes sense. Alrighty. Terrain water collision. Terrain collision on. Okay. Terrain collision. By default, coaster tracks and plume components can tunnel through the terrain with the right settings. Flat ride placement that would intersect with the terrain is also prevented. Okay, all of these can now intersect with the terrain. Okay. Path and pool construction is unaffected. Let's try it. I don't know if that's going to fix the problem, but that's just getting kind of silly. So we'll find out. I'm not necessarily all that hopeful. This is the path, and it just told me that that wasn't going to work. Alrighty, let's see what happens. Intersecting terrain, once again. Yeah, I know you're a little bit too low down. Let's see if I can raise you up. I think that holding shift is supposed to do that. Intersecting terrain. Okay, how do I move up slightly? Intersecting terrain. Urgh. I don't like you very much right now. Okay, let's get back just a little bit further. And I don't need to fix this, or I don't need to make this happen this episode. It's going to happen one way or another, but, you know, just maybe not this episode. But yeah, this episode, we're going to make this work somehow. Let's get you up nice and high, and maybe you'll go along with it. Okay, we got something happening there. And that's actually, well, apart from being completely not the right way that I wanted you to go, that's actually working reasonably well. I don't think I really had enough space to put much up here, but I would like to get just a little bit more space. So let's try, oh, come on, please be nice to me. Just as a personal favor. I just don't want the curve to be quite that tight. Okay, this might happen. Okay, we're almost there. I wanted to get you over here somewheres. Let's see if this will work. Intersecting terrain. I don't like you very much right now. Let's see if the shift trick will work. I'm just trying to build you not quite so far now. I know that I'm right at the edge of my proper top, but... Intersecting frickin' terrain. What is it intersecting with? Am I just at the wrong angle to see whatever it's intersecting with? And why are you just here? So determined to get up my nostrils here. Okay, Okay, let's see. If I go here, you'll work. And maybe from there I can go somewhere else. I'm not actually interested in raising you up now. Let's try putting you back down a little bit. I think it's going to be hanging off. Okay, yeah, cannot build here. But we have made progress, so we're going to keep trying. Why can't I build there? Intersecting terrain. Oh. Okay, so Rosie, just going to try to get it a little bit further away from that that property line. And I'm going to worry about the trees in the way later. We're kind of working. No, we're not. No, silly me. I'm just trying to get a better view at what I've got so far. I've got a tree in the road. Okay, let's end it here, and yes, at least this we can get rid of. Here we go. Got a whopping 45 bucks for that, too. This needs to be smoothed out, but I'm a little bit scared to do anything about it. But maybe what I should do is just resign myself to this situation for the moment and try to fix it later on. Alrighty, But it is going to be kind of cool to have just a little path back there. Alright, I'm going to do one more thing here before we end it. What I'm going to do is try to smooth out this weird little bump in the path, which I guess my best bet might just be to erase a small snippet of path. Okay, let's see if we can get you up somewhere that I can see you. And let's get over here. Let's just try deleting these. Maybe we can slightly smooth out the terrain there as well. That might do something for us. Let's just smooth you. Well, presumably you are now smoother. Maybe I should do something up there. Maybe that'll help. I can't really tell if you're smoother, but let's try putting a path on you. Let's see what happens. Are you smoother now? I don't know, because there's a giant tree in my way now. Alright, well that's... well, it's sort of smoother, but I think the bump just moved elsewhere. But you know what? That's going to have to be close enough for now, and there's no stairs going on there, which I kind of like. This is not as smooth as I want it to be, but... well... oh, while we're smoothing things, we might as well. Yeah, I keep trying to make a half-hour-long episode, but it just keeps not working. They just keep getting longer. So, hope y'all don't mind a slightly long episode here. But I'm determined to make this work, at least a little bit more. And we're gonna put this back down to small. Small and gentle, and let's get you over here. And why's it gotta be so dark in here? Yin Yang agrees. Well, that's... I was about to say that was looking a little bit smoother, but then I saw that it was a little bit bumpy. Let's go down. Let's make this slightly larger and even weaker. Let's see if we can get it a little bit smoother here. We just need a little touch. Maybe a little bit more of a touch. Alright, that might be satisfactory. Well, I don't know if that's a little bit funky because the camera decided that I needed to see a view from way out here. Thanks for that, camera. Alrighty. Camera for the... of course it did that. Okay, well eventually I'll get this queue hooked up. Oh, I gotta do it now though, don't I? I can't seem to stop here. Okay, this is just a normal path. Which does not need to be 6 wide. Let's make it 4 wide. Come on, hook up. I'll let you be over there. That might be a little bit more comfortable for you. Maybe we can do a little bit more of a slightly windy queue, but we don't need to be all that windy with it. That's going to be a kind of a long queue either way. Now, I'm not sure that I want it to be that color. Let's see what we can do about that. Oh, it's so easy to get distracted though, y'all. All right, let's just go with not that color. Oh, do we need to hook this path back up, don't we? All right, well, let's go ahead and do the copy existing texture. We're going to go with this kind of a thing for over here. We will add in this queue here and get it just a little bit on the curvy side here. Give me whiplash. Go just a little bit over here. Get whiplash yet again. Trying to go around here. Let's see. Yeah, this is getting a little bit more like what I was thinking of. Gonna go here. My goodness. Hopefully I can figure out something that will make that make sense. Maybe I can't. Okay, yeah, see, I'm trying to get it close, but not right up against it. Alrighty, let's see. Why did you suddenly break? What was that? That was untoward. There we go. That tiny little bit made quite a bit of difference. Okay. And I can fit something else here. If I can fit that there, then I can fit something here. Quite a bit of scenery is going to happen, I think, eventually. And, alrighty. Let's see, what else can I delay myself with? Oh yeah, I was going to fix this path. Alright, now we do need you to be reasonable. That's what we need you to be. I'm actually trying to get you to hook onto there. Let's try erasing this tiny little bit if we can. What is the smallest size that we can manage? Okay. Yeah, maybe this will help me get it all nice and smooth like. And I would like to just hook you in. And I'd kind of like to smooth you down too. You know what? Maybe if I were to do this, that almost kind of does what I was hoping it would. It's not the prettiest curve, but it's a curve. Let's see what happens. Yeah. Alright, well, maybe that is how I was curving out paths, and let's see if we can round it just a little bit. You never seem to want me to do that, but we're going to try it. Strength 12, brush size 10. What happens? Well, actually, it rounded this and this. It just refuses to round that one. Let's shrink you down. Let's try this one more again. It's not going to work, but yeah, it did not work. That did absolutely nothing. Oh, well. Someday, y'all. Someday I'll figure out how to do that. I wonder what happens if I round this. Just round you a little bit more. That didn't really do anything, but let's just pretend it did and do it harder and longer. Yeah, that's still not doing anything. I was just trying to make this angle, well, this curve a little bit smoother, but oh well. Anyway, y'all, I do just want to keep messing with this, but I have to end the episode here. If y'all have enjoyed this video in spite of everything else, then please do leave a like on this video, and please subscribe so that you don't miss anything. And I will see y'all in the next video. Bye. We have made a bit of progress over here, that's for sure.